Hello, hello. Hi. So stay with me here. I'm share my screen. Welcome to my live. Thank you for coming by. So today I'm going to talk about what prompt engineering is as a start. As you can see, or if you've ever seen any of the videos in my channel, you can see that prompt engineering is something that I talk about. And part of that is because I do have experience in software development where I work with AI, helping out clients find tools and we're implementing AI into our business into the business process. So I've over time just learned to really been fascinated with prompt engineering. And what I want to just show you guys right now are just some things that I've learned along the way um, about prompt engineering and AI and its importance. So give me a second here. I'm about to share my screen. All right. So you should be seeing this is a very first one. Excuse me for the blunders, but okay, here we go. So this is my screen. I was hoping that it would show up immediately, but so let's just get into it real quick. Let me know how well you can see here. I think that the screen is clear for everybody right now, but let me minimize and maximize. Looks like there's an issue. Looks like there's something here blocking. Oh, okay, I guess be the area if. Anyways, so I'm just gonna go right now. This live stream is really bad. Oh my god. Okay, there's something I don't know what that black bar is that is blocking the whole thing from being shown. But anyways, we're just gonna go ahead and continue. So here I'm gonna talk about what is prompt engineering and give you some AI use cases and talk about some AI issues that are going on, especially with healthcare and just moving on the topic from there. So what is AI exactly? If you've already heard about AI, so this may be repetitive for you, but AI is a technology that allows computers, that enables computers to think and process information like the way humans do and do things like the way humans. So when you think about things like Alexa, how if you ask questions, it can create answers that it finds from the internet or so to you. Or you think about things like your Fitbit, it can track things like your blood pressure and things like that. That's AI acting and doing things that humans are able to do. So it's just with this rise of generative AI now, where we're able to talk to chatbots, just talking regularly instead of needing to know how to code and things like that. This generative AI is opening up the AI world and development to more people because now you can just simply talk to the computer and develop things and create things without needing to know how to code. So you don't need to be this huge coder person to do a lot of things now with computers. And that's something, a trend and a move that a lot of businesses are moving towards, especially if you don't think that it's happening. Trust me, it's really happening with the big companies and definitely within the government. The government is using AI chatbots when it comes to generative AI, the ones that seem like it's so simple. They're going to implement things like AI chatbots in their employment training processes and everything. So that's AI, but prompt engineering, the reason that prompt engineering is important is because prompt engineering allows you to talk to these things like the chatbots and like ChatGPT, if you've heard of it, it's a very popular one. And Google itself right here, actually, Google does have a chatbot itself that in this document, this Google document, we can talk to it. So if you have Gemini, you just click on Ask Gemini, and this is what a chatbot is. So prompt engineering is just the way that you communicate with the AI. A chatbot like this one, it's an AI application that this one, Gemini, for example, just like GPT, it's connected to the internet, or even if it's not, because it can be offline off the internet, it's able to create. So when I say generative GPT, it's the G is a generation. It's able to create answers from information that it has. So if it's pulling from the internet, it would create answers from information that's in the internet. Or if it's designed to just give you information and create it from specific documents that you give it, say if it's accounting company for some reason, and then they put all their documents up, not all of them, but like certain documents, say employee training document, it can create answers based on your question that you have, but just using those documents. So chatbots can be created for employee training, so the employees can go there and ask questions whenever it needs without needing to have the supervisor answer. So prompt engineering is a very useful tool if you're trying to implement this AI into your business or even into your personal life, because these chats, you don't need to be in business to use it. Prompt engineering, you do not need to be in it. And it's a very simple skill to learn, but it's not that simple to master. To master it, you do need to learn a little bit more. It's simple to learn because all you need to know is how to speak. That's really all you need to know, how to speak clearly and give directions. And the way you can really make it a lot better is learning these other tools and these other like best practices of how you can really, really, really know how to get the answers that you want from these chats and AI models. So let's say prompt engineering, for example, I can ask questions like, I can either click on the ones that it suggests. So what can Gemini do? What are some tips? So if we click what can Gemini do, it'll tell us what this tool can do, right? So right now we're still here on what is prompt engineering. So prompt engineering, some of the tools, depending on what they are, they can already come preloaded with questions that you can ask it. And so it's telling you just Gemini, it can refine your content, summarize your files from Drive, and creating images and getting creative ideas, which you really can do. You don't need to, the Gemini that's here in Docs, what you can have it do is say, summarize this document. Okay. And I'll show you more tools later on as far as like how like ChatGPT and things like that, but we'll just stick with Google Gemini for now as we're going through this. See, so it can summarize documentations, and this can work for other ones too. If you upload a document to it, Google just put it into their workspace where you can now just talk to your documents that you have on Google. So this document provides information about prompt engineering AI and its best practices. It emphasizes that prompt engineering is the art of communicating. See, so it really does tell us what is in your document. All right. And it looks like it's just talking about this first page from what I'm seeing there. But okay. What is next? So with prompt engineering, you can do a lot of things. So when it comes to the things that you can do with prompt engineering, if you know how to, with these models, you can generate things that are text-based, so like documents and meeting notes and processes and procedures, and it's so many things you can do with it. So whether you're on the end that's designing it or the end that's just using it, prompt engineering is really good to know, because if you're designing it as a developer or somebody who is learning to become a developer to create these, you don't need to know full on coding immediately. Eventually you would want to get better, but knowing prompt engineering really well is also a great added skill, because if you're just using prompting to create these like chatbots that don't require coding, the no code chatbots, of course you need prompt engineering and how to give it proper direction of how you want the tool to work. So this works really well. I've used it a lot, especially when reviewing documents to help it summarize, and especially if it's like a long PDF. Right now, I'm just doing too much research, so the PDFs, it's great to summarize them and to just ask a lot of questions on a PDF without having to go through and skim through, try to figure out which page that was. So with prompt engineering and AI, you can also create pictures. So Canva is one of the tools. Canva is definitely adding a lot of AI into there. application. So using their Dreamlab, you can create pictures and images. I've seen like things like here, like banners, creative images, template stuff. If you can't find exactly what you want, the little templates you see here. You can create these kind of things in Canva. And if you really want to change things, you can, if you already have like a photo editor, say like Photoshop, you can take it there and manipulate the picture and come back to Canva and do a bunch of other things. I don't have Canva, no Photoshop, at least not the paid version, but actually I can take it onto the free version. And then if, say for example, like this one, it has too many eyes in there, delete, do a little movement and things like that, and just, it's helpful. It's not the best to always get the spellings right, but it does get the spelling right. You see? Happy birthday, this is correct. This is a bit too many P's here, and this is actually correct. So it's useful if, and I believe for the free version, you should be able to create pictures. You just get a lot more when you have the paid version. So that's image generation that you can do with prompt engineering. And then there are other apps that allow you to create pictures here for prompt engineering. So Canva is one, Flux is one. Flux works with like the way Grok does. Grok is one that is with, what's that, Twitter. So Grok is built over Flux, so they both work really well because they're the two so far that I've found that you can create pictures that is based off of well-known person. So I've created some pictures. I believe if you go on the community tab of this the community tab here, you can see some of the pictures that I've created using Flux. So these were created using Flux. You see, it can take public figures and create the pictures. On ChatGPT and other ones, it will not allow you to create pictures of well-known people. This is supposed to be Oprah, and that's supposed to be Beyonce, but that got botched real badly. But it did a really good job. A good job with Oprah. It's okay. I can just tell because of the outfit and the hair. And then it did a really good job with Trump here. So that's the image ones. The Midjourney is the one that's like really, really good. If you have the paid one version, really, really good to do. You can also use it on Discord, but that's not as convenient because when you send your prompts to get your picture made, you have to wait a while and you have to see, it's like in the same chat, you see other people creating theirs. So I really barely ever use it because of that fact. I wish that they had a free trial version, but I completely get it. They created such a great document, so a great tool, so they already offer free information, free this, free that. So I get why it's paid, but I would love to get into Midjourney. And ChatGPT does a great job too, but I would say my favorites so far are between Flux. I haven't tried Grok yet. I will try Grok now that they have free version now. I heard that they have a free version. Grok, and then so Canva, Flux, and Grok are my top three that I actually use. ChatGPT, I used to use it, but I think I just don't use it as much. I use ChatGPT. It was the first one that I got into. Like when I first got into using prompt engineering intentionally. I believe that we've all been using prompt engineering, or at least a lot of us have been using it already, especially whenever you've asked Alexa for something, if you ask Siri for something, that's you using prompt engineering, except you're using audio. But now with the chats, we've all kind of been using it, with the chatbots that used to just give direct answers, but not create all these creative answers. With those chatbots, that was prompt engineering. It may not have been an AI-based one, but it was prompt engineering. So let's just get examples right now. Say if you're somebody who's brand new, you don't even know what prompt engineering is, and I'm here talking prompt engineering, the way that you talk to the AI. So Let me ask you first example. If I ask the question, this question I'm about to ask it is not on this document at all. So it's going to be something completely off the wall. And let's see something that can relate to what is the current AI news this week? See, so it's telling me the current AI news that this week, and just something about Gemini learning tools interoperability. This was introduced in Monday, December 9th. It allows you to connect Gemini to your learning management system so that you can use Gemini features within your large language, your learning management system. Oh my God, this is so there. Wow. Google is releasing so many good products. I think they're releasing a lot fast, and that was their goal. But wow, so you can connect Gemini to your learning management system. This is going to add AI into learning. Like AI in education is just going to keep growing. Even though some people are cautious about that, it's something that's going to keep growing. And there's a school in Texas, I think called the Alpha School, where it is taught by AI. They don't have human teachers. The humans in there are there to like guide and help students out, but the things that teach are the AI tutors. And that's a concept that's in this book called AI 2041. If you read that book, there's a chapter about, I think it's called Twin Sparrow, where it's talking about the future of AI in 2041. And it talks about these kids who are taught by AI. And that's going to be the trend. So I see where they're going there with this. Um, Create fully stylized documents using Gemini in Google Docs. Yep, I've done that one before. This was also introduced Monday, December 9th. It allows you to Gemini to create documents in different styles, such as professional, creative, and casual. Yep, I've used this. This is very useful. So far, if it makes these tools that helps you create documents, it really helps if you tend to have like writer's block when you're trying to write something, but you just don't know how to format it or create it. They help you out with that a lot. Build high quality modern documents faster in Google Docs with 40 new templates. I was just testing those out and it was really, really good. I would have to say it was really, really good. I created a document out of these transcripts. I got about, I think, 7 transcripts from videos. And just those transcripts alone, I was able to create different documents based on what I wanted the document to focus on. And that's really helpful. And they did add templates though into, let's see, let me show you what I'm talking about because, so these are the templates. Google used to have a lot less templates for Google Docs here, and they added a lot more now. They did. And for the thing I was talking about, this is example, these 3 documents here I created, data analysis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these actually I created with between what, 8:43 and 9:02 a.m. I created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 documents all out of this one document that's a transcript. Isn't that amazing? This document here has just transcripts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 transcripts. And from these transcripts, I was able to create all those documents, if I can find my space back. But yeah, that's all. Yeah, I was able to create these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 documents. Yeah, yeah. So that's the other news. And then in the last AI news that we have here from the thing is HIPAA and additional ISO certifications for the Gemini app on web and mobile. This was introduced on Friday, December. Okay, so Google, you're just giving me news about your own AI. You see, it's just giving me news on Google's AI. So I wonder, let me see. What is, oh, you can do it? You can do things like plan. No, that's useless. I mean, you can do the planning trips thing if you have the details of where you want to go and things like that. So plan a girls trip to Bahamas for the weekend. It's a group of 4 35-year-olds. Let's just do that. Let's just do that and see what this one does. I like ChatGPT a lot for teaching people how to do a bunch of different things, but Gemini is definitely really good when it comes to trying to use it in the workspace, especially when you're trying to do things like talking to your document. Google Gemini does such a good job at that in different tools, so you'll see. But this is what kind of prompt engineering in AI is about, because it's using tools that are AI enabled. So depending on what kind it is, it can just create things. You see, it's creating. I asked it to do that, and now it just created this itinerary that you can now change. So assumption, the budget is mid-range, well-balanced luxury with value, travel dates, Friday through Sunday, interest, beach, nightlife, some exploration, good food. It probably would have had like party, like a lot more partying if it was a younger thing, but younger group, I mean, but yeah, so it's like a nice little thing, and now you can go ahead and edit things, especially for somebody who's not used to planning things. This can really help you plan. This really does help you plan. You can try to use chatbots and AI and everything to learn how to be better organized and plan. So definitely give it a try. And one other use case that I'm definitely going to get into myself is just using AI and these chatbots and prompt engineering to get better with my finances and to improve my financial investments and financial management and things like that. Because why not? Why not? Like, why not? It can analyze things, it can guide you, and then go to a professional who knows this to have a better conversation with them about my finances. I think that's something that everybody should try to do. But while you're using it, be careful about giving out your personal information on these chatbots. Please be careful. And because of that, what we're going to do now is go and talk about best practices for AI. Please do not put your personal information on these things if it's not a tool that you know is secured. So if we're talking about Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, do not put your private information that you don't want to be public. Do not do that. Okay? Do not do that. Like, I think I have a note here. What's the note that I have for best practices? But yeah, just don't do that. And then best practices is like you definitely want to be detailed. Do not put personal information. I'm gonna ask Gemini about this. What are the best practices for prompt engineering? But it's definitely something along the lines of being very detail oriented and being direct with your direction, depending on how you want the answer. If you want an answer that's very tailored to an idea that you have, give it an example of how you want it to respond. If you wanted to create a certain document, but you have a template of how you want it to, like the sections you want the document to be in, give it that information as well. And then, and keep on practicing. That's honestly the best thing. Keep on practicing and keep on researching to find out different ways that you can use it. Like different prompts. Let me see. What are the Okay, best practices. Let's see. Definitely do not put your private information. That's the best practice. Do not, unless it's you don't care, or if it's an AI that you know is private, like one of those that you have on your computer. Even your computers can get hacked, but you know what I mean. I know we already share our private information everywhere else, but just know that with these tools and applications, they are being shared. The data is being shared. They're looking at the data. It's a lot of data that they're getting fed, but by they, I'm talking about just the application itself is keeping your information somewhere. It may not be easily for you to find, but they're being kept somewhere. That's how they're being trained. They're being trained by data, and what we give it is what it's being trained by a lot also. That's how it knows to get better by the information we give them. Okay, they've definitely changed Gemini a bit because Gemini used to actually answer questions when you're here on Gemini. It used to give you answers that are outside of the document that you're looking on. But now I would say, unfortunately, the document doesn't provide existing list of prompt engineering best practices, while it introduces the concept of prompt engineering and offers various use cases. Remember the key is to experiment. Okay, however, the document does not, which can help you develop more. Remember the key is to experiment, iterate, and refine your prompts based on AI's responses. Okay, so let me go ahead and since that's something I just wanted to talk about quickly, I will show you Google Gemini and see what answer it gives outside. Because that one I was in the Google Gemini within Google Docs. But when you're just on Google Gemini alone, this one will give you the internet's answer. Or the answer that it's the data that it's trained on, which is on the internet, and others kind of search the internet and tell me. Let me see if it'll do it if I tell it. I'm going to assume that it will. My best guess is that it will. Yeah, so it does. Okay, so you just have to tell it to search internet. Okay. So you have to be specific as possible in your prompts to get the most accurate and relevant information from the AI. And so it's definitely good to be aware of which AI you're using because I'm using Gemini now. So the question I ask it as being specific, I wasn't specific telling it to search the internet. But from me telling it not being specific, it's actually giving me an answer. Provide examples to steer the AI's responses to a desired direction. Clearly state the intended action and avoid negative instructions. So it says avoid negative instructions, but I feel like sometimes that works because like there was one where I wanted to create a banner, but it put people in there, and I told it, okay, do not include people. So definitely need to ask it some more things about what does it mean by avoid negative instructions. And this is a cool thing you can do. You can copy what you have there and then continue to ask the question based on that. But be clear, you need clarity on what you're asking, model understanding. So understanding the model that you're using is very important because they do similar but different things. They all do this generation and things like that. But what they do different is that they, for example, this one on the workspace, Gemini Workspace, it's not automatically just giving me answers from the internet. I have to tell it. When I go to the internet one, it will. But that one is not connected to my documents unless I tell it to use my document. And I do it by clicking the add symbol, Google Drive. Okay. So I can't even use one document, but I feel like maybe I can give it a link to a document. Would it summarize this? I doubt that it would summarize this like this. Would it? Yeah, it can't do that. So you have to know the one that you're using. And then some of them just work differently. Play with them and you'll see the differences. They work differently. Some of them are created to give you pictures. Some are created to give you audio. Some are created to give you videos. And knowing that, you'll know how to write your prompts to get what you want. Give the model time to think before providing the answer. Encourage a model to analyze and reason through the problem. And this all comes in your writing, Sometimes I do tell it to take your time to think to get a different kind of answer. Use chain of thought prompting approaches for complex tasks. So that's like when you give it one thing and then you move on to the next thing by referencing the other one. We'll go into more details like in another live stream, but Avoid jargon and use simple, accessible language. I think this is very important. If you're deep into an industry, you obviously can talk to the model, the ChatGPT or Gemini, using the language that you use in your industry. But try to avoid being so deep into it unless it's one that is created just for your industry. Just try to avoid being just all jargon. Be simple. Be simple and direct. It's okay. We don't have to, flex on the AI. There's no flexing over here, okay? And then set clear goal for the prompts. You learn as you go over time and then ask simple questions. It'll give you simple general answers or just give you too much. But if you want something direct, it'll give it clear goal for the prompts. So that's, some prompt engineering best practices to things to over time learn how to get better with the AI. So let's see. Useful generative AI use cases and prompts. So this is just okay. So some use cases, like for example, with Google Docs, you can summarize your documents. We already saw that, and then we can talk to the document, which we also saw. You can talk to it. I can show you more of talking to the document. They have the PDFs. You can ask. Same thing here with Google Docs. You can ask the document. You can ask it questions on the document. So I'll show that a bit more how you talk to the document. And like I said, sometimes they'll already give you questions that you can ask. So how can I improve the clarity of my prompt? This is us talking to the document. Well, this is not really a document, so we're not talking to the document. I'm sorry. We'll talk to the document later. And then you can generate images, which I show you the pictures that I created. And then let me see. Chatbots as a thinking guide. Oh yeah, so good advice for how to use these chatbots is think of them as something that help you think. It's a thinking guide. It's like an assistant or a friend that is really, really smart or at least really resourceful. And it can help you get started with your work or your research and also help you how to learn things that you may not know how to learn. And then, like, if you're somebody who's really bad with your finances, I'm good with my finances. I'm not the best. I can get a lot better. I actually need to get a lot better. But you can use it to do things like that. It's, so I'm about to come in intentionally try to get ready with filing taxes and using AI to help me out with that process. But one thing to know is that the AIs, although they are really good and informational, unless they're trained by professionals who know the industry that it's trained on. So, for example, with the finance, if it's a tool like ChatGPT or Gemini that we're using, be careful with just trusting it fully with its answer. Make sure you fact check the answers that it gives you, unless you just are doing research. But if it's something that you're making a big decision on or you're presenting for work, make sure you check that it's something correct that it's giving you. Or at least make sure, say, if you're asking it questions based on your document, it can be a bit more reliable if it's answering questions directly from the document, but at least make sure that the process that it's using to answer it is itself correct. So say if there's different ways that finances can be analyzed. So say for example, if you wanted to you gave like a module, one thing you can do with one of them, NotebookLM, you can give it a bunch of information, your documents. So see, you give you like your financial documents, your credit report, your bank statements, an overview of where you're at. And then you ask it questions like, how can I improve my finances? Right? And then it gives you an answer of how you can do it. It may be giving an answer based on, say, something like Dave Ramsey's approach to improving your finances versus a different approach. Like, so there's different philosophies in how to, improve your finances. Some people believe that, increase your credit score and, be very conservative with your investing. So it can give you an answer based on that. While another person may be like, yes, reduce your debt, be aggressive with like your, investment, things like that. So depending on the philosophy, you want to make sure how it's thinking because these things are trained by humans and human information. So it may be, I'm just saying, the AI is great, but it's not 100%, just like 100%, you know? It's great, but not 100. That's all I can say. It's great, but not 100%. And a good way that I can show you that, I had something, okay, I think it was something like this here. Let's click here. Even in something like formatting, right? Oh no, this one was good actually. Ugh, that was good. I didn't have a. There was one where, anyways, just trust that. Okay, do not. It can give you an answer that's just not what you want. Like for the AI 2041 book that I was referring to, I think I was talking to the Gemini chat. I think it was Gemini, but then I asked it to if it knows the AI. No, the book. It said yes, it's aware of the book, and I asked it about the chapter about the AI in schools chapter. It was referring to the character's name wrong. See, I read the book, so I know the character's name, but it was telling me the character's name like it was two sisters, but I knew it was two brothers, and the names were different that it was telling me. So then I told it like, I think you're getting the name wrong, and then it said, oh, and it apologized. It said, oh yeah, you're right. I did get the name wrong. So that's an example of what I mean. It's really not 100%, but it does its best to give you the answer that it can give you. And there are some now, like NotebookLM, that is designed to not do that. So that's what they call hallucination, in the AI lingo, hallucination. But NotebookLM here, they've designed it. Although Google has, Gemini that does hallucination, it also has now NotebookLM that when you're talking to the documents, and by talking to the documents, what I'm saying is you're asking you're asking the chatbots questions based off of the documents that you uploaded to it. NotebookLM allows this feature for you to do that, and it only gives you answer based on the document. If it can't give you an answer, it'll say that it can't do it, and then it will give you suggestions of how you can go research it. But Google Gemini here in Workspace, we're talking to the document here in Workspace, but it'll still give me answers here and there that's like not part of like when I ask it to search the internet. And before, it did used to give answers when you're asking stuff about the document. It used to kind of like, add things here and there based of its understanding of the document. But I think they're getting better now to make it just answer based off of the document. And that's what I'm seeing here. It's actually doing a very good job. Before I used to like expand and do other stuff. But okay. So that's just some use cases of how you can use. Those are use cases, so you can use it to just as a thinking guide, to start research, to like learn a bunch of stuff. You can do over learning here, so try to implement what you're learning along the way, so you're not doing too much. But it's really, really good. I'll say that. To learn the skill, because that's what a lot of people are going to be using the skill now, and then everybody's going to be moving faster than you, and next thing you know, everybody has a hologram chatbot. And I'm just being hypothetical, but hey, it could be true. All right, so let's see. Image generation. I've showed you guys that. We can do another live stream for that because that's a whole thing in itself, and it's amazing. Canva, Flux, Midjourney, ChatGPT, Grok, for content creators, for just like casual things, non-content creating work, anything. It's great. Just go, 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 go. Okay, so the community tab here that I have, you see, I did show you guys that one from Grok, but you can see that I have other pictures here. No. This is the community tab. Other ones here, the Christmas coloring book. This is ChatGPT. Coloring book, pages. So you can get the prompts here. I think I did. Well, I have instructions how the link to go to this GPT to create it. And here too, I have the prompt in the comments for creating these and where I created them on Flux and Poe. Poe is another chat. Poe is another AI chatbot that's really, really good. to use. But yeah, the prompts are there for this one. Yeah, so just to go through here, you can see some of the images that I created. These were Canva. This was Canva. Yeah, and this was ChatGPT. And this was Canva. This is my first one that I created. Well, not the first image that I created, but just one that I created. The first that I created in Canva. Okay, so now let's go ahead and move on. So we've talked about AI now for quite some time. And I do in ChatGPT, no, and prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is a section under AI that it's part of AI's what's it called? What's that word? What is that word? I can't think of that word. Generation. Why is the word what type of AI is why about oh my god. Why is it blanking out? Something generation. Generative AI, yes. Prompt engineering is associated with generative AI because they're designed to create new content such as text and images. Oh my God, or code. Oh yeah, oh my gosh, with the code. Oh my God, y'all. I've never used Google Apps Script, and the other day, ChatGPT helped me code Google Apps Script to automatically forward an email. I know it sounds very simple, but the fact, did you hear what I said? I've never used a coding app. I'm not a coder. I'm a coder in the sense of, my MySpace page was amazing. I can learn HTML again and again because I don't keep it in my head, but I can go back again and again. But I don't remember. I'm not a coder. But I used ChatGPT to code an automation to automatically forward an email that I was getting so that way I can forward it to somebody else. I tested it. It works. And there were errors, and I used ChatGPT to fix those errors, and it worked. I also coded. Anyways, I coded an email automation in Shopify using ChatGPT. This technology, I'm in the industry of software development, so I know there are a lot of people who are saying this is definitely not going to replace developers. It will, and that's not going to replace all developers, but it will replace the need to have to immediately get a developer for people who cannot afford developer money. You know what I mean? But a lot of people who don't know how to code anymore can code at least something that is good enough for other people to try. Anyways, so that's generative AI. It creates new things out of information that it's given or because it's learning constantly and learning and learning. If I get this information, this is what should come out. So that's that. So generative AI is something that is going to affect many industries. So if you're somebody who's always looking to get ahead with technology, knowing what's going on, I urge and encourage you to definitely tune in, definitely learn, and definitely see how you can improve your own life. Like using this and teaching this and creating things with this. You can create AI chatbots. You can create classes to teach people how to use this. There's so many things that are going to come up with this because when people are losing their jobs to AI, there's going to be needed skills. There's going to be skills that are needed to replace those lost jobs to maintain the AIs or the technologies. I'm not here being a super crazy AI enthusiast. I swear to God, I want us to be grounded as humans, but these tools, even if it's not for job's sake, but for individuals to get things done, I think it's a basic thing, or else it's one of those where the technology is happening, but if you're ignoring it, you're going to be left behind as far as like being competitive in the market. or at least just getting things done faster, you know? It's kind of like learning how to type. You know, it's not necessary, you don't have to do it, but it's a good skill to have. It's a great skill to have. If you know how to type, um, you can get somebody else to do it, sure. Yeah. Um, Anyways, it's so many things. If you're a marketer, it's going to have good and bad effects, but let's just move on from that topic because this channel is dedicated to talking about prompt engineering, teaching it, and about AI. So we'll get on to that. So now something that has happened, as of recently, it's moved on fast, but I just want to talk a little bit about this issue with health insurance, and it's particularly the problem with the United Healthcare CEO being pion by another individual. I think his name is Luigi. He was pion, and so I wanted to focus on the AI aspect of it. It's a lot of news out there as far as why it happened, why the young man did it. But a lot of Americans, and I'm sure other countries have it too, but this happened in America, they're tired of the high cost of insurance. They are tired and just like how hard it is to deal with health insurance. And one thing with AI that United Healthcare did implement is that they added AI into their working process. And one of them was the fact that they have AI automatically decide whether or not to accept or reject claims. So United Healthcare has a very high record for denying claims, and they're using AI to make this a decision that affects a lot of people. So people are angry about that. And this is, I think, a very bad practice for AI usage. So it's really bringing up a question of how and when and how fast should companies be very intentional about creating ethical AI tools. Like, are they held responsible for these things? Should they be held responsible? Because this is going to cause a lot of problems if you're having these tools making decisions without a human interfering. That's not good. Healthcare is already high. To get healthcare itself is already hard for a lot of people. And now you're having a machine decide whether or not they're going to get denied or approved, but then the rate of that denial is so high. So it's very unfortunate that this happened because I don't think that anybody should be killed by the hands of another person, but I know that there are reasons that people have for it as well, especially when the other person, have made decisions that affect a lot of other people negatively. So the CEO was not a good person as far as the effect that he has on other people's lives. But it's still an unfortunate event because the public outcry for this, people are fed up. So nobody's on the internet. A lot of people are not sorry, but there are a lot of other people too who are, thinking that it's wrong because it's a killing. You kill, you're a criminal. It's not good. But this gentleman who killed had his own reason and frustration that I don't think, should have resulted to killing somebody else, but this just shows the importance of companies. I think when you're going to this whole AI thing, be mindful and intentional about implementing it because people are already financially frustrated. And now you're putting something in between their well being. Like, there are so much violence against healthcare workers already, but now they're being put in a tight place where the anger is coming towards them. And I'm sure like other companies are now like scrambling. Their companies, insurance companies are taking down like, profiles and pictures of their top executives to protect them because now they really are a target. When one person does something, you're a target. So this is really an effect. It's not AI that caused this. So let me make it clear. AI did not cause this to happen. I'm just speaking of the fact that this AI tool is implemented in this company to carry out this decision making process that is messed up. Okay, it's messed up. It's all fucked up. It is. It is. But yeah, it's all messed up. So companies should definitely be intentional, especially if you're affecting other people's lives, to make sure that your tool is not violating people's like ability to just be alive. Don't let the greed be the thing that makes you weaponize AI against people. Don't do that. Okay? Let me see here. So here, just some notes that I took down. I was doing my research. Since the launch of GPT, companies have rushed to implement AI systems as means of optimizing. Yup, like people are rushing. Companies are like going crazy, going fast, like implementing AI, but they're not training their staff or developers to be very mindful and training them in the ethics of AI, ethical awareness. Because AI, that's what I was saying earlier. It's not the all and all answer, It can be trained to be very biased, very biased. So it's really based on how it's trained and like theirs that they're using or, the private ones. So it's not ChatGPT like the public ones. So they have instructions for it. When you're building your own tool, you can instruct it for however you like. So if you have a certain point of view or a certain way that you make a decision, that's the instruction that the AI is going to follow. So companies, don't be too thirsty and eager. Make sure you train your employees, and for individual people as you're using them, make sure you also train yourself on AI ethics, AI usage, AI best practices, so that way you don't end up being the person that weaponizes AI against other people. Or what can also happen if you're completely unaware, AI itself, thinking it's giving you the best answers, can steer you wrong and you make decisions that are completely going to F up your situation. Do not let not knowing be the reason why you messed it up. That's all I'm saying, okay? Do not let that. Okay, so let's see. 1 month before the assassination, hospitals began reporting an uptick of denied insurance claims. So you see, like once they implemented AI, the insurance claim just like shot up the roof, just up the roof. Crazy. This prompted speculation that the AI bots being used by insurance providers were responsible. People have died. And then there's a class action lawsuit that was filed last year against, UHC, that they're using this AI technology instead of real medical professionals. Like, pay the people. I think use the tool as a guideline, but let a person decide, and don't let your decision guidelines be so lethal to other people's lives. According to the suit, the companies were aware that the AI model had a 90% error rate in evaluating other claims and had overridden. That is a shame. But, profits over people over there, I guess. The plaintiff also accused the leaders of pursuing its flawed AI model despite knowing its limitations, because they also knew only a fraction of his policyholder, roughly 0.2%, would appeal their claims, which is crazy, okay? Because if your thing gets denied, you can get, claim, and then when you get file a claim. But they make the claiming process also very hard. They said the lawsuits can take up to months. They make it a very hard process. I think it's like different courts that you have to go to. Like, say if you go to this one, then you have to go to the next one. And I think it's like a 3-step kind of process. And some people are just like, I'm not going to do all of that. Like, they want you to exhaust the claiming process in order for you to get your appeal. Yeah, so let me see. But if so far none of the claims made against the company have been proven because of that process. I'm telling you, that process, I read that process is just, they make it, it's too many steps. But if accusations made by the plaintiff are correct, it could indicate a pivotal moment for AI, specifically one of those new technology's first public failures. And I think what it's talking about is about the AI regulations. If somebody does go ahead and they do their claim and it goes through, this would definitely incite the need for regulations, but let's see what happens. Um, yeah. So in regards to the same case, when it comes to AI, they've already found the person. They've already found Luigi, but I was doing this research before they found him, so I'm just gonna give a quick rundown on the AI aspect of this because somebody, Charles Gasparino, I think that's his name, um, he, tweeted saying that the NYPD police source says AI is going to play a big role in nailing the idea of the gunman. Now, I haven't done research to see or found out to see how AI exactly was used in catching him, but it did say the bone structure was showing through the rest of it. He did his mask, mentioning the idea of the gunman, his mask, the point out, didn't totally cover his face. Bone structure was showing through the rest of it, and AI will come up with a pretty clear match to believe. Now, catching him is another story. He might have been on a flight to Moscow an hour after the act, so they were wrong. Um, so they were just confident that AI will help them out with the surveillance, and he did show his face that one time when he was trying to flirt with a girl, and cameras caught him. Boom, he got caught. He got caught through the cameras, and they were right. Whether it's AI or just technology, without AI, cameras were caught. I'm pretty sure they needed to be they were caught through the McDonald's employee calling, but that employee saw the picture that was posted. But they were just talking about how they're basically talking about how they use AI in law enforcement. So if you're doing a crime and you're getting caught, they're gonna catch you eventually, unless you completely hide out, no face, no case. Um, but they're using facial ID. The NYPD has a dedicated unit known as a facial ID section, and they use facial recognition technology to compare images from the crime scene and investigate them. And this is another one that they need to really make sure and work on really well because some modules can be created to be biased and they may recognize somebody wrongly, but they caught the guys. So whether or not AI played a role in it, just bringing awareness that AI is in um, being used in the law enforcement industry and how that AI is trained on, we don't know if it's completely fair or if it's biased to just think that some people look the same, because of certain features that are similar. Um, and then so somebody else might get caught doing it for a crime that they didn't do. But they don't depend just on the ID tool itself to make an arrest, but they do use it as a way to help them out. So they said the official ID section received about 9,850 requests for comparison, and out of those, 2,510 were possible matches for suspects. So they take this as a reason to look further into, but not to decide and say, okay, we're arresting this person. So these include the matches of 68 murders, 66 rappies, and 277 felony, and all those numbers. So this will definitely call for I think with United Healthcare's use of AI and how they, implemented it to reject and still move forward with a 90% failure rate, it just made me think about this AI Leadership Training Act that was introduced to the Senate back in 2023. And it was basically a program that they have going on. I think it's for the next 2 years, so it's expiring in next year. It must be updated at least every 2 years. Okay, I thought it was saying, the bill terminates 10 years after enactment. So I'm not sure if it's enacted yet, but it just made me think about it. How
It's time to stand up and stretch. Let's take a break for 10 minutes.
sorry, that was not Alexa, but Google, the audio, the Google AI, AI, the Google talk thing. I don't know. Anyways, what was I saying? So it made me think about this because I think it's a very necessary thing to have if as a company, even if you're not gonna create like a full on blown program. Definitely train your leaders or decision makers or your anybody managers on AI leadership. Okay, because it's going to save you a lot more headache in the long run when it comes to lawsuits in the public and things like that. It will, and make sure it's not just the leaders though. I think this AI awareness and usage and use cases in a company, it should be a company wide interest. But company wide like knowledge, at least people who are creating the tool, people who are deciding. And so the program, according to this, the Training Act, um, it the program shall at a minimum include information with the following: what is AI, what AI is, how it works, the benefits offered, and the risk posed by AI, ways to mitigate the risk of AI. See, if they had this training and they actually prioritized it, I bet they wouldn't have released that AI decision making tool that rejected healthcare to people that had a 90% failure rate. I bet they probably wouldn't have done that if they had the proper training and their guidelines were to help the people out, not to screw them over. Um, so if you're another insurance company, make sure you do that because you want to protect your company. You want to protect your company. It's good to have profits, but profits come from people, so it's also good to take care of the people. Organizational considerations for the development and deployment of AI and other specified topics. So just other things to consider, like what's our workforce, who's able to maintain this, who's able to track this, do we have just stuff, So this is the where it is in congress.gov here. It's been amended a few times, but this is it. Purpose of the program shall be to ensure and cover the employees have the knowledge regarding the capabilities and risks of AI, safety issues. See, they've added a few things. The federal government requires the best practices with respect to AI, such as respect to the procurement, use, test, and evaluation and auditing of AI capabilities, and other matters relating to the requirements for the development and the use of AI within and by the federal government. Topics. These are the topics, but so this. Oh, they've added a lot more topics here. The way in which AI can fail, the need for continuous refinement of AI as part of development and deployment of AI, ways to mitigate the risk of AI. So this is a very it's building on. They're building on it, and I think that's good. I'm not sure if they're going to actually like hold companies up to task for this to apply these. I don't know the legal system much to know if something is like, processes where they are, if it's in the Senate. I don't know. No, not later than. Okay, so I'll read more into this. AI regulations and things like that. But so that's that. That's what comes out of it for me. I think. I think just companies, first of all, don't harm people in your business. Get your profits, but take care of the people because profits come from the people. And train your people, train them, leadership, non-leadership, train them on this tool that is very monumental. AI is going to change a lot. It's already changed a lot, by the way. It's already existed a long time. It's just generative AI now is coming to the front. It's bringing AI to like the forefront. Now we're paying attention to how it's been around us. Like I said, Siri, Alexa, when you used to get like even autocorrect, when you spell something wrong, autocorrect, that is an AI. It's been trained to see like, wait, that word is spelled wrong. We need to correct it. And now it's suggesting, it's suggesting to me that I spelled include wrong because it looks like include, and then created something different. Simple as that. Okay. Um, so that's it. So AI use cases. What is AI? We've gone over that, and then AI leadership, and just the whole AI in healthcare. Like, let's be careful. I have all these notes here I was going to go over, but since it's been arrested, because I was going to go deep in explaining this, but it's a lot of other people who've already gone over it, so you can go and get more information from it. I just was curious as to like why did he do it? The fact that the bullet casing was inscribed with this "Deny Defendant Depose." This book, I'm curious to learn about it. I wonder if they're going to ban this book or they're going to allow people to still buy it. Um, and also, even the fact that the ghost gun that he used, I mean, that's a technology that's operated by AI, I believe. I mean, is it? Are ghost guns? I doubt Google will answer this. I feel like Google is so much more tight with their security when it comes. Are ghost guns created by AI technology, but rather 3D printers and by assembling parts? Okay, it's not. AI can be used to help design or modify 3D printed gun parts, but it's not creating the gun itself. Okay, I see. I see. So that's that. And since we're done with the live stream for today, at least the things that I wanted to talk about, I do want to. Oh, one thing I didn't do that I wanted us to do is do this talking to the notebook thing. You see, even here, so I added a link to a PDF, right? Talking to your document, and you can summarize a file. It already can summarize a file for you right here. Isn't that cool? So I just wanted to go over like one of Google's products. So after this, we're going to look at, we still have time. I'll show it very quickly, and then maybe the next live stream will go deeper into that. But NotebookLM is a tool that I really want to look more into. I did play with it a little bit before, but I want to go deeper into seeing its full capability. But let's see. So yeah, it gives you an overview of what the document is. So let's talk about talking to the document here. On Google, if you open up a PDF document, it comes up like this. And then we can talk to your document. If you have the Gemini in the workspace, click the AI symbol there. And then, let me see. It gives an automatic summary of what's in the PDF. So to view more, it's effective prompt writing, crafting, just a summary of the content. Prompt components, consider using the 4 components of the prompt: persona, task, context, and format. This is like a guide to the prompt engineering here that Google has created, and it's very, very resourceful. Crafting effective prompt is key to collaborating with Gemini for Google Workspace. And prompt writing tips: use natural language, be specific, concise, and iterate through prompts to refine results. A prompt, if is the instructions that you give the AI, which can be, in this case, the chatbot right here, where it says enter a prompt here, enter your question, request, anything. Prompt iteration, the guide. I wonder if it'll create an image that represents this PDF. I wonder if it'll do that for this one here. You see, so that's another thing. I remember earlier we were talking about you need to know the tool that you're using. Google Gemini with PDF cannot create images. That's what it looks like. Here's a few images that could represent the content in the PDF, which is about using AI to enhance. So all it does is give me like description of what the image should look like. This, I'm being completely sidetracked, but I just want to check and see if this one will do it. Create. I just wonder if it'll create images. Okay, so let's, after that, I will go over the talking to the PDF part, and then we'll go over the NotebookLM really quick, and that's, I'll be out. I need to leave. I need to get ready to go pick up my aunt. And I'm still here playing around with this AI stuff. I just want to know it all. Okay, so you can create pictures here on the document part, but you cannot create pictures on the PDF. Okay, I guess it's about writing, so. All right, so you can ask, okay, what are the 4 main areas to consider when writing effective prompts? You can do that. Another thing that I really like is like, okay, as a teacher, this isn't me giving a persona. Can you give me, can you write for, if you're a teacher, 5, I wonder how it does, without even sending the teacher, write 5 pop quiz questions. Let me just do that without even like saying that it's about this document. I'm hoping that it will assume that it's, this document. Persona. If I would have said as a teacher, that would have been me giving it a persona. And the task is asking it to create the what's it called? The pop quiz question. In the context, what information or background does the AI need to know to complete? I didn't give it a background. And how do you want the AI? I didn't give it a format. But it did give me what it figured that I would want. So here are 5 pop quiz questions based on the text. What are the 4 main areas to consider when writing a effective prompt? That true or false is recommended. Is it recommended? You see, it gives you pop quiz questions, and then let me see. What is the main idea of the document? I think we already did that, didn't we? What are the 4 main areas to consider when writing an effective prompt? Okay, what is the main idea? Document. Okay. What tools does Google have? What AI tools does Google have? Let's see. This is how you talk to the document with Google. You see the document that you're on, you ask it questions. It's not just questions, but you can get it to give you quizzes. You can get it to give you a list, business document, Google for Workspace. This is powered. Visualize it. Yep. Gemini at gemini.com. What Google apps does Workspace work with? If that's okay. So Gmail, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Meet, Google Slides. You see, it can work with these. And then also PDF. I don't know which one this PDF is under, but it works with all of these. And there's more. It has other ones they need to add here now, but like the NotebookLM I think belongs here. Help me write, and also they have now that Google video that they're working on. As a customer service professional, you strive to deliver services effectively. How can this be? What does the document say about customer service? Let's see. Standardizing communication framework. Gemini can help create templates, improving customer service. Gemini can assist in drafting emails, enabling customer service, summarize complex policy information into clear, conducting voice of the customer research, engaging with customers. You see, what are use cases for individuals and professionals? Spell that wrong, but yeah, as you can see, this is a great document to, reference. They give you all the customer service prompts that you can need, the coordinator. It's a really, really good one. I think it's worth a try. It's worth a read. I mean, to actually read it and follow through the prompts, which I will actually do because practice is really what makes you get better with this. And especially if you're trying to work with a company to be their AI person or to have an AI company, it's really good to practice this hands-on. Okay, so that's enough for that. So you just see ways that you can talk to the document, right? Let me see. There was something else that I wanted to check and see. Okay, so that's talk to the documents. Now let's move on to the one last thing that I said, which is NotebookLM. I'm just going to do a quick 5-minute because I need to rush out. So this is NotebookLM, one of Google's AI tools that they have. This is one that you can also do the same thing like talking to your document, but you can add multiple documents. So this here is just click on, keep me updated. We'll send notifications to the email address to do with your Google. Do I really want to know? Because it always tells me anyways. So let's reduce the email. They always tell me when I come into the app, the new stuff. If you provide feedback, human reviews may review your queries. Okay, that's true. So you can create a notebook, but when you talk to the document, you can add more document than just one. So let's see. So you can add Google Docs, you can add Google Slides, you can add websites, you can add, so for example, Google Docs, right? Let me add, what is prompt engineering? Insert, right? And then I would also add another source. I want to add website. Kicking technology website. Google Drive sign in. This text reference input. What? Why is that? Oh, view publish site. Needs to put in the right one. So I'm going to add some, just to show you real quick how it works. Actually, let's just delete that. Remove source. Delete. How do I remove that live chat from showing? I didn't know the whole time that the live chat was just on the screen. Oh, I don't think it is. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, sorry. I was just looking to. I thought the live chat was on the screen. So let's do the link, and then let's link to the YouTube. Oh, it's a YouTube channel. Okay. Well, let's just link to the YouTube website. You can't pull information from this. Okay. So let's see. What is prompt engineering? I've watched this one before, so I like it. Let's share and copy. No, you need to go to actual YouTube. So if it's a YouTube link video, you have to put in a YouTube video link. That way it can pull the transcript. And then let's see what other sources. I'm trying to just put all the sources. I don't have a Google Slides for anything like that. You can copy and paste some. Okay. Let me copy and paste another transcript from somebody explaining what is AI, what is prompt engineering. Simply learn. You know what? They provide a lot of good information. So let's open them up.
Hello everyone and welcome to this amazing
And get the transcript. Where's the transcript? Show transcript. And then I want to remove the timestamps. So what I'm going to do is paste it over here. Videos, turn that up and get certified. Let's just remove this channel promotion thing. Insert, right? Okay, so I got Kiking website, transcript pasted. So let's just see deep dive conversation. So I'm going to have it, I wish you could customize the host. So you can customize on what you want it to focus on and things like that. Oh, this is amazing. I haven't gone full into searching, but let's just go ahead and generate this conversation here. And I do have the audio off from the computer, so I'm not going to play it since you can't, listen to it anyways. But this is, you can add resources, right? And from the resources now you can talk to it. You can say, oh, that's what I wanted to do. I feel like, FAQ, study guide. Let's see, study guide. You can ask it questions, or you can have it create things like these. Like, it's pretty amazing. This is what I was thinking quick. I was like, I wonder if you can have Gemini quiz you when you're looking at the PDF, but you can do that here on NotebookLM, honestly. So Gemini is quizzing you and then giving you the answer. Let's see. Quiz me one by one. Ask a question and wait for me to answer. And then ask the next question. I'm sorry for the side mission. I just have to check this real quick. What are the forming characters of Gemini? I don't know. Let me just put I don't know. questions. Okay, so you can get it to actually quiz you. Isn't that cool? True or false? According to the guide, the most successful prompts are typically short, around 5 to 6 words. Let's say true. And let's see if it asks another question. So this is a way prompting. Since I know how to prompt, I can think creatively of, oh, quiz me, right? And now it gives me the next one. It tells me that's correct. That's incorrect. The guide actually states that successfully prompt around 21 words. Short prompts might not provide enough context, okay? So I was wrong. Which of the following is not a Google Workspace app mentioned in the document? Doc Sheets Calendar. Calendar. After this, I'm sorry, I'm done. Back to LLM. The NLM. Yep. All right. So it quizzed me, it gave me questions, and that's it. 3 questions. Okay. I could probably ask it for more, but let's see. New note, save, prompt engineering, a comprehensive study guide quiz, instructions, answer the following questions in 2 to 3 sentences. What is the significance of prompt engineering in 2 sentences? The concepts of AI and prompt engineering. How does ChatGPT differ from traditional search engines like Google? Wow. Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. Summarize. Did you see what it just gave me? It just gave me a guide, a study guide of all the resources that I just put up. Summarize the sources. So it tells you have 4 sources. Close the chat. It summarizes the sources and it gives you a reference of where it's coming from. Prompt engineering is a new career path that arose alongside artificial intelligence. Prompt engineering is all about perfecting communications. Wow, the quality of AI model output. Sources also highlight AI hallucination. This is so you save. Okay, so when you save the note, it comes into one of the boxes here. And then let's see, when you click it, help me understand, critique, suggest related ideas, create outline. I'm going to play with this, convert selected notes to sources so we can now take this and then add it to the source. Add a note, new note, delete. Oh my God. This is like I see why people are going crazy over this. I played with it a little bit and all I did was create the what's that thing called? The podcast. But this is discuss the role of prompt. Now it gives you suggestions, right? Discuss the role of engineering and AI interaction, compare and contrast zero shot prompting techniques, explain the significance in text embedding and prompt engineering, notebook guide. So this is a guide of how to learn how to use a notebook, is it? And the audio is already ready, which it has suggestions all over the place for you. Oh my gosh, guys. So this is very helpful. You can't hear it.
Welcome to our deep dive into the world of prompt engineering.
Oh yeah.
All right. But I will share it later. I will go over that later. Change the playback speed, download, delete. Let's just download this real quick. And then upload share audio overview, public access. Wow. Wow. So when you share it, I think this is what it looks like when you share it. Guys, I have to go, but this is so interesting. Oh my God, he shared it looks like this. Why? Why? All right. Okay. We're definitely going to go over this again, a different time, and I'm going to play with it a lot. And I'm going to work on it a lot to, help people out. So go ahead and play with it yourself. What are the different ways that you would use it? How would you use this? Settings, notebook help, feedback, Discord. Uh, this is, I didn't, the TV just came on because it heard me talk. Anyways, that is it. Thank you very much for, if you watch this whole live stream, you are,
Voice is not recognized.
if you watch this live stream, thank you very much for sticking around for the whole hour and 30 minutes. It's been great. Sorry, I didn't want to show my face. I just want to make this something as simple as possible for me to be able to share the information without needing to like get my face done and everything. But I hope you learned a thing or two. We've gone over a lot of stuff. We went over what prompt engineering is, use cases, best practices. Watch it again if you don't have the time, and just go in the comments and just let me know what you've learned, what you used to know, what you already knew, anything that you want to share with me and with each other. Like, I really want this to be a space where we can all learn from each other, and just like, how can we actually turn our tech knowledge and information into possibly a business or a way that we can make money, because the money is out there. It's out there. It's just like, what can you give to get it? What do you have to get that money and deserve it? Anyways, outside of that, just this is a tool that, even if you don't want to be fully AI or tech person, because I'm really somebody who, I'm just interested in learning about the technologies and things like that, but I also do want to minimize the dependency on it, because I don't think it's good to fully depend on them. But it is a good skill to know how to learn to do these things, because you can get things done faster. You at least have more resources before you reach out to somebody else, like what you can bring to the conversation. Or if you're reaching out to professionals to help you out, say if it's with your finances, you have like a source of research to add. It's not to say it's the only one, but it's something to add to what you have. And it gives you upper hand, but also don't forget that you are human. So go ahead and touch grass, open up a book, talk to people, and verify your research. The AI doesn't know everything. Verify your research, okay? Work with somebody who knows the industry that you're looking into if it's something that's very important, If you're wanting to buy a house, don't just use AI to guide you into house buying process. No, talk to a realtor, talk to somebody who's already bought a home, and as you're asking the AI things, bring that information to them, or watch videos online of the professionals who are sharing their knowledge online. That way you can compare what you looked up. Okay, it's very awesome, it's very fun, it's so cool. There are so many things you can do with them. I mean, you can create AI songs by AI, so many things. It's dangerous, it's scary, it's all of that stuff. And I don't think that it's a bad thing to know, but I think it's also going to hold you back, especially if you want to, get a upper hand on things. It's going to hold you back if you don't. Actually, I don't want to say that it's going to hold you back, because in reality, it's not. In reality, if it can help you, use it to help you. But there are many things you can do without AI. But it's a very useful thing to do if you need the extra help with the resource. If you need that resource. If you need the resource, it's so helpful. But if you don't, you can definitely go without it. Okay? So let me see. With the AI leadership, we looked at Google PDF, talked the document, and then we also note LM, okay? Talk to the doc. Okay, so this is everything that we did today. It's been fun. It's been great. enjoy your day, and I will talk to you later. And please go ahead and help me out by subscribing and sharing this to somebody else who may find information from it that's going to help them out, or at least just inspire them to go out there and create and just do amazing things. Okay? Take care, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.